Hi everyone, Ed Berger from the TackleDirect Pro Staff coming to you directly, well, almost live from ICAST. And we're in the Shimano booth with one of my favorite guys, Larry Dalhberg. We're going to go over some of the new Shimano lures. You'll be watching this almost live on the TackleDirect network. Coming at you. Larry, we're back again. We're in Las Vegas. We're staying out of trouble so far, but we're here to talk about these great new lures. And if anybody knows about lures, it's you. You're a lureaholic.
I am a lureaholic, I will confess. But I will also tell you, I am not easily impressed. I've been into lure, I'm 63 years old, and I can remember as a kid, I knew the name of every lure in existence. Not anymore. So many similarities. There are two in particular that I want to tell you about that do things that other lures just don't do.
Good.
The two qualities in a lure that a person really, I think, needs to look at is two things. What does it look like, which is important, but even more important, what does it do?
Yeah, what's the action?
You might remember 3 or 4 years ago, Shimano introduced the Butterfly jigging system.
Right.
And any of you who have tried it realize it was a revolution in jigging. In the past, we jig up, and then it was always the bite on the fall. The Butterfly jig introduced a walk the dog super speed thing vertically through the water column, and it revolutionized different types of angling. It was a tool we didn't have before.
It was actually a whole new system.
It's a whole new
created a whole new system of fishing.
But there was one gap in that system. One gap. And this lure, even though it looks like something you've seen for 100 years, it doesn't look like anything unusual. But believe me, it is very unusual. I'm going to just drop these on the floor.
Super.
This is called a flat fall. It comes, I think, it's 4 sizes. I think 80, 100, 130, and 160 in terms of weight.
Let's get in tight on this, Rob. Let's see what this really looks like.
Now, it just looks like a standard slab spoon. Most slab spoons, when they drop, you don't know where they're going to go, really. They spiral, you're not sure the rate of speed. This lure is absolutely unique in that when it drops, it immediately turns like this, and it just goes, and it falls through the water column so slowly, you just can't believe it for how much it weighs. When you're jump fishing, you're out over open water, there's fish chasing pelagics, you see them boiling, they might be a mile away, seem like a mile away.
Right.
This thing will cast forever. Most lures that have a great deal of weight will go boom, and just drop through. This thing is and it is absolutely a revolutionary lure for a huge number of species, actually far more species application, fresh and saltwater, than even the Butterfly jigs.
So this actually, when you cast this, it's actually going to flutter its way down.
Yeah, it hits the water and just immediately turns.
That's really cool.
And it's got the two assist hooks on it, just like the other jigs. Now, I looked at this and I thought, oh, I use these really a lot, this style of bait that I make for tarpon. And when you look at this, what happens? I hook a tarpon on this thing. He shakes his head a couple of times, and this is going to come back like a missile.
Right.
Might kill you. Might sink your boat.
Right.
Check this out. Exactly the same lure, and what we've done is disconnected the hook. I could put a treble on here. I could put a circle hook on here. I could put a big single hook on here. And what happens is, bam, Mr. Fish hits it, shakes his head, and this goes sliding up the line, and all you got is a hook. And the cool thing is, I'm putting 3/0, 4/0, 5/0 treble hooks on these things that weigh anywhere from 5 to 7 grams.
Right.
Boom, still absolutely
solid. Yeah, still flutters,
solid.
and it's still solid.
And it is smallmouth, walleyes, largemouth, stripers, tarpon. The list is almost endless.
Anything that'll hit a wounded baitfish, which is everything.
Which is everything. And the cool thing is, very often there gets to be, it's hard to, you need a bait this big.
Right.
And a big fish is after it, and you just don't have enough hook because the bait gets screwed up by adding the hook. This does not do that.
So is this, how are they marketing this? Is this the new butterfly jig?
It's called a flat fall jig.
Flat fall jig.
And I look at lures as tools. Some of them are very specific, like a socket wrench for a spark plug.
Right.
And then you have others like this, it's a crescent wrench. There's so many different things that you can do this, and it fills a hole that has been vacant for a long time. And that hole is slow, vertical presentation, especially effective like from 0 to 30 feet of water, which is the hole in the other system. Now, it got a new, anybody who's a lure junkie remembers this. This is the Orca, I think was introduced last year. And I have to be honest with you, when the guy sent it, I said, well, you know, it's a great bait. It slides through the water really nice. Fish bite it, it's strong. But come on, you can be more original than that. With all the lures that Shimano has introduced. This was, in my view, come on you guys, get original.
Well, basic but solid.
Yeah. And then they sent me this, and I thought, okay, it's a sinking version. I'm gonna go see how it works. You know, I flip it out and I'm walking the dog with it, and it's looking pretty snappy. And then I just picked it up and dropped it just to see. Guess what? This was actually designed to fill the same purpose.
For a dropping flutter.
You cast this thing, see how bullet shaped, and it just goes, and it sinks so slowly, and it's absolutely perfectly horizontal, and it has this most beautiful flutter, and they just cream it.
If you want to run this as a top water, can you run it as a top?
You can.
Just run it as a top water.
Fire it, start cranking right away, keep your tip up, and wow, speedball.
Right, speedball. And then again, you know, when you break the momentum on a plug, a lot of times, I mean, that's when you're going to get the strike, is when you change the pace of it. And again, what you're going to get out of this one, instead of it just sitting up on the surface, you're going to get the flutter.
It's just really cool.
And this is also an Orca. It's also considered.
It's a sinking.
It's a sinking Orca. Yes. Great new lures today from Shimano. One of my favorite interviews. Larry Dalhberg here with us today on TackleDirect. Larry, thanks an awful lot. We always learn.
Good to see you. I'll see you in a couple months.
Oh yeah, we'll be back. I know you're coming over for the grand opening with the Shimano Star. That's great. Thanks. Everybody here at Shimano is having a great time today. We're at ICAST. I'm Captain Ed Berger from the TackleDirect Pro Staff. More coming soon. Stay with us.